What's up, everyone? As you know, Donald Trump was on the Joe Rogan podcast last night, and they were talking about the greatest UFC fighters. So I'm going to go ahead and show you. Donald Trump mentions Khabib Nurmagomedov as one of the greatest. Let's see. There we go.
Say he's the greatest of all time, never lost. There's certainly a really good argument for that. There's another argument for George St. Pierre. I always leave in BJ Penn in his prime, Anderson Silva in his prime, Mighty Mouse. People forget about Mighty Mouse because, unfortunately, he's a smaller guy. He's 125 pounds, flyweight champion. He's one of the greatest expressions of mixed martial arts I've ever seen. I think to this day.
And Khabib?
Khabib's fantastic.
Mentions
if you look at accomplishments in terms of championship fights, Khabib retired 29-0, but he didn't have as many
probably never lost a round.
They
say
he might have lost to Gleison Tebow. He might have lost to him. Might have lost a round, and that was a controversial fight where people think that Gleison Tebow could have even got the decision in that fight. I'd have to go back and watch it again to make a decision. But
they're great athletes.
The best athletes in the world, and the most dangerous sport in terms of I always call it high level problem solving with dire physical.
Who would have thought Joe Rogan, the host of Fear Factor and the host of The Apprentice, Donald Trump, would both be together on one of the biggest podcasts, right before the election.
Consequences.
Yeah, it's just brutal.
That's what fighting is.
I'll never forget. So there was a fighter named James Tony.
Oh, yeah. I love James Tony.
He fought as a very light fighter, and he ended up as a heavyweight. I mean, this guy went through everything. He was almost like a lightweight.
He went from middleweight all the way up to heavyweight. Yeah. And Peter Vander Holyfield is a heavyweight.
And he was a real fighter.
Oh, yeah.
So James Tony, and I think it was, George
St. Pierre?
St. Pierre. I think it was him. Who did he fight? James Tony?
No, James Tony didn't fight George St. Pierre.
I met George St. Pierre in Sunny Isles. Nice guy.
Fought a UFC fighter.
Yeah, Randy Couture fought James Tony.
Was it?
But
Randy
that was like
Couture,
an easy
maybe?
fight. That was a very easy fight. Randy Couture just took him down and
it was the
him.
most, and he's half the size, and he just.